Well, the House overwhelmingly voted today to table or kill a resolution from Representative Al Green, a Democrat of Texas, to impeach him over the racist comments that he made and has been making and will continue to make. I understand he's going to be, where's he going to be tonight? North Carolina. He will be bouncing all over his racist comments because he is a pig. Because he is empty. The vote was 332 to 95 against this resolution from Al Green to impeach him. One lawmaker voted present. What? This marked the first time the democratically controlled House had weighed in on this idea of removing this son of a bitch from office. And by the way, of course, as you're aware, as we're all aware, impeaching Trump is creating this schism within the House, the Democratic caucus. It's also creating an awful lot of dissenting opinions out here in the real world. I have Democratic friends who hate this son of a bitch, Trump, him. But they are against impeachment. And I understand why. As a political tactic, impeachment is about politics anyway. It's not about punishment. It's about politics. So I get it when somebody says, Malloy, don't even talk about the idea of impeachment because Trump would love that. Because when the House impeaches him, in other words, indicts him, and then it's handed off to the Senate for conviction, there's not an ice cube's chance in hell that this filthy Republican Party in the Senate will convict him. And as we know this orange bastard as well as we do, he will then stand up on his hind legs and crow about how he's been found innocent. And that's true. People who have said that to me, yeah, you're absolutely right. Maybe leaving historical markers as we pass through this earthly plane is a good thing to do, to let the future know, if there is going to be a future, that the elected members of the legislative branch of government in the United States tried to demonstrate that there is still some belief in our Constitution and, more importantly, in the rule of law. Historians 150 years from now will all be dead, like all of us. No, I don't know if we'll all be dead or not, given global warming. But historians 150 years from now, if there are any, will look back on this time, I'm fairly convinced, and just wonder, what the fuck were they thinking about? Now, this is in an idealized future time where somehow, some way, this dying republic continues to live. And global warming has been addressed, and the human species is maintaining. And all sorts of shit have to happen in order for an historian to look back 150 years from now and say, what the fuck were they thinking when they let Trump just continue? All the Republicans joined 137 Democrats and the lone independent now, Justin Amish, who used to be a Republican, to table the resolution, to kill it, the resolution introduced by Al Green, to impeach this son of a bitch, or to begin impeachment hearings based on his racist comments. Racism does not constitute a high crime, nor does it constitute a misdemeanor. It doesn't. So while Representative Al Green's heart is in the right place, his heart is where mine is, or mine is where his is, to even consider the idea of opening an impeachment inquiry based on Trump's foul, filthy, stinking racism is an exercise in total futility. That's not a high crime, nor is it a misdemeanor, nor is it other offenses. It's nothing. It shows brainwashing, ignorance, hate, white superiority, an attitude which is manifested in every goddamn thing you do every day. I don't care what your race is. You deal with white superiority or the concept of white superiority, white privilege, whatever you want to call it, every single day of your life, if you're an American, every day. So racism is not a high crime nor a misdemeanor. Therefore, it is not an impeachable offense. Pelosi said this morning before the vote was taken that she did not support the resolution. There's no surprise there. But Pelosi makes a lot of sense. She doesn't appeal to my emotions, but emotional responses are what usually totally defeats rational, thought-out plans to get from point A to point B. Got to remove your emotions. And I think Pelosi has done that where it concerns Donald Trump. I have no doubt that she sees him as the ignorant savage that he is. But she's not going to fall into his trap. And the whole idea of impeachment is his trap. Given what he knows about the illness of his base and the powerful media power he wields with Fox and social media. Pelosi said, quote, "We have 6 committees working on following the facts in terms of any abuse of power, obstruction of justice, and the rest that the president may have engaged in. That is the serious path we're on. Not that Mr. Green is not serious, but we'll deal with that on the floor of the House." And of course, Trump lashed out immediately on Twitter. He called the resolution, quote, "the most ridiculous and time-consuming project I have ever had to work on." You? What did you do? It's becoming very dark humor, isn't it? Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcasts. You have your choice. You can listen to the ranting with the audio podcast or listen and watch me lose control with a video podcast subscription. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.